I probably shouldn't say this. Twitch might not like this, but hey, fuck them. And if everybody did that, Twitch couldn't do anything. By the way, is this your main channel nowadays? No, only until I have a more regular schedule, and then I'm going to go back to my main channel. I've not really felt like mentally ready to go on stream and just like be on all day. Like it's like a confluence of events. It's like 4 or 5 things together that kind of just make me not want to go live on my main channel. You stream more hours on your alt though? To be honest with you, I stream a lot on this channel because I just want to distract myself from my life. It's probably in some ways a negative coping mechanism, but I've just tried to do as much as I can to kind of keep myself distracted, and like I'm you know, always doing something with somebody, distracting myself, playing a game, you know, doing something. I don't want to monetize the channel. I don't want to do anything like that. The truth is, like, I don't like talking about money. I think it's like usually kind of cringe whenever streamers talk about money unless it's like a meme. But I'm a multi-millionaire. I've made so much money off of streaming, and I will continue to make more money off of streaming. I own a company, and let's see. I also now, unfortunately, I own a house, and so I'm good, guys. Like I don't need your money. I appreciate the subs whenever I come back to my main channel, but I'm not hurting for cash. I could run some sponsored streams on this channel if I wanted to, just to try out some new games that I was already going to play, that I don't really think are really that good for main channel. I could make plenty of money, guys, but I just don't need to. I think I'll try to spend a little bit more time, you know, maybe doing a few more of those in the future, just in case I ever have like kids or something like that. I'd want to make sure I could take as good a care of them as possible. But for myself personally, you know, you guys know I live a very simplistic life, and I prefer that. I do not like to have strings attached to me. I find that physical objects are like a rope tying me down. And as few of those as I can have as possible is going to be my ideal situation. I don't like having a lot of things. I don't like having any strings attached to me. I like to being able to do whatever I want whenever I want. And the more things that you own, those things begin to own you. And the more that happens, the more your identity is a reflection of what you have, not what you are. And I don't really want to live like that. Yeah, I don't want to live like that, and I don't have to. The truth is, though, I spend every cent that I have. Every dollar that I have, I spend every cent on it. I invest all of my money. All of my money I spend on making it into more money. So it's not like it's just sitting in a bank account or something like that. I invest all my money. Absolutely. In different things. So, and I do think this is I feel like decadence is decay. Anytime that's why I don't have like a Uber Eats or anything like that. I don't like the idea and the lifestyle that provides. I find it unhealthy, mentally and also societally. Jesus, dude, not all of it. No, I'm sure that, like, and here's the thing, like, I don't want this to come off as like, oh, you know, Asmon is so sanctimonious and, you know, he thinks that people are stupid for buy things that make you happy, but just make sure that buying things doesn't make you happy. That's all it comes down to. And I know where that line is for me, and I don't cross it. CSR reads, I understand what you're saying. Bro, way to kill myself after 1 year taking calls. Hey, man, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I have friends that do like DoorDash, Uber Eats, and stuff like that, and I can't really say if it's good or not. Why don't you sell the house and get a nice small apartment for yourself that's brand new? Because this is not a house. This is my home. I grew up here. All of my friends live around me. Why would I want to live in a random apartment? I never want to live in an apartment ever in my life. I don't have somebody else breathing down my neck telling me what I can and can't do in my own place of living. Fuck that. Not a chance. No shot. Is there anything you treat yourself to? Yeah, I like buying beef jerky, and I have, I bought this bag of beef jerky. It was like more than $10, which is a lot of money. I bought a bag of beef jerky. I bought a Chocobo plushie. This is in the past like 2 or 3 months. I usually just get a large drink whenever I go out, even if I'm probably not going to drink it all in case I want to. So like I'll get that, and then like I go to Chipotle more. Like Chipotle's a little bit more money than like Wendy's. I think that's a reason. Like I'll go to like Double Dave's or Domino's instead of Little Caesars more often because I feel like the pizzas are better even though they're more expensive. Oh, I put the expensive gas in my car. Like I put the expensive gas in my car because my car is just it's an old car. So yeah, I put expensive gas in the car. I bought Pokemon socks at Target because I thought they were funny. And that was like $6. When was the last time you ate in a restaurant? I go out to restaurants regularly, and if I ever do, usually I pay for everybody's meal. I don't like tipping because I don't like the practice of it. I find it to be manipulative and predatory on waiters, and I don't like tipping fundamentally. So I used to never tip. I do tip now because I make my money through tips, so it's like, okay, whatever, it doesn't really matter a lot. Fuck mandatory tipping? No, I'd be fine with mandatory tipping. That's the only tipping I'm okay with. I don't like the weird semi-expectation that America has that you should subsidize a business's bad pay by paying for it yourself directly. I find it unhealthy, I find it parasitic, and I think that it's not good for waiters in general. I think that they should be paid a minimum wage, a livable wage, and tips should be on top of that if people choose to. That's what I think is fair. But you don't expect the tips? No, you have to expect the tips, man. Like, let's be honest. Like, you can say, oh, don't expect the tips. But, like, if you're a waiter and your average is getting tips is like $2,000 a month, and then 1 month you randomly get $200, that's going to be different for you, and that's going to upset. Tipping's weird. Expect of the customer due to the business not paying their employees properly? Yeah, I think it's completely wrong. I don't like it at all. I think Europe does it much better, and I agree with the way that they handle things. Waiter minimum wage is like $2.15 an hour. It's a scam. Yeah, it passes responsibility of providing a living wage to the customer. Well, not only does it do that, but it makes them morally responsible as well. And I find that to be very manipulative, where you have people that say, well, if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to eat out. Like, what kind of presumptuous, pompous, sanctimonious, privileged bullshit is that? If you can pay the money that's on the bill, then you can afford to eat out. It's literally that simple. It's an opinion from people that probably make way too much fucking money, and they think that they can talk down to poor people who just want to be able to feel good about themselves for one fucking night. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Anyway, I don't want to get too far into this because I do have opinions about this. I used to never tip because you're right. The truth is that tipping will always occur as long as people keep doing it, which I think is only partially true. I think that there has to be some form of legal precedent or legal requirement. I don't believe in collective action by people because it just never works. People are lazy. Now, you have to have the government do something, and if the government doesn't do it, then it's not going to happen. Tips should always be extra. It should be 100%. In a perfect world, I think so, yeah. Every time I come here, there's some kind of complaining. I can't believe people in this chat just come into my stream and complain about me complaining, man. It's the most annoying fucking thing, dude. It's so fucking annoying. Like, I mean, this guy, like, this happens to me all the fucking time, man. And I just can't believe it, man. It's over and over and over. It's just insane. Look. Tipping culture is creeping in Ireland, excused by employers to justify shit wages after COVID. Yeah, I'm really glad to see employers and employees, not coming back to their jobs. Thank God. I'm so glad to see that. Fuck them. It's annoying to me, to be fair. Like, I went to IHOP the other day with my dad. Holy fuck, man. IHOP used to be a nice place. It's a shithole now. Not only is it not 24 hours, it probably shouldn't be any hours. Though I went there, I had to wait 10 minutes for a table. I look over, there's 50 fucking tables open. It's because you've got 3 people working triple time, and they got my fucking order wrong. The steak was a little bit undercooked, and the mashed potatoes didn't even have gravy on them. It was ridiculous. IHOP used to mean something. Zach's grandma would take us out to IHOP whenever we would whenever we'd like do chores for her. We would move things around in the backyard. We would plant new plants in the garden, and she would take us out to IHOP. Steak at IHOP, Lamau? Yeah, I got a chicken fried steak. You goddamn right. I go there, I go to the Cracker Barrel. Ooh, the C-word barrel. And I get chicken fried steak, man. That's what it's about. A lot of places had to decrease the hours that are open even after the COVID mandates ended. Yeah, I think that the reason for that is that a lot of people probably don't have as much money. It's another big factor is that you have a lot of people that just don't have any money, so they can't eat out as much. And why do they not have as much money? Well, because like the lockdowns and COVID and everything like that, it depressed the economy. It makes it harder to, and not all the way, right? Like places like Netflix are doing great. Places like Blizzard should be doing great. But other places here, tipping here in Japan's bad. Good. For example, you should be able to say something referring to something non-racial, and that's so dumb. No, I'm not really going to get banned. I go to the Cracker Barrel, okay? Like, I'm not going to get banned for saying I go to Cracker Barrel. It's a fucking name of a restaurant. Like, I'm not worried about it. It's fine. So, yeah, either way, all I'm trying to get at here is that I don't like tipping. I think it's a bad practice in general. Why am I more okay with, like, because, like, Twitch doesn't pay streamers a wage. Streamers effectively have to live entirely on tips. Why is that different? Is it because it's entertainment, because it's performance art, and it's much more accepted in performance art than actual like manual labor that waiting, being a waiter is? I'm not really sure. I'd have to think about that a lot. They also get paid ad revenue. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they do get paid ad revenue. You're right about that. Streamers are not employed. Yeah, but I don't like the idea of like independent contractors, etc. I think that the independent contractor distinction is usually just giving companies a way out of being able to financially support the people that make them money. I'm not a fan of this distinction of independent contractor versus an employee, and I think that it's usually used in a way to be advantageous to the company and not the employee. I'm not a fan of it. Now, obviously, there could be nuance to it that I don't understand, but that's my read on it. It's voluntary, and it isn't shamed whenever somebody watches Twitch and doesn't tip. Yeah, unless you're Bad Bunny. Streamers don't have a journal and a contract accomplished while waiters here. Yeah, that's true. WWE is the big vendor of contractor work. Yeah, I think contractor work is especially bad with exclusivity. Twitch does the same thing with exclusivity too. They say like, oh, you can't stream on another platform at the same time. I wish, like, I probably shouldn't say this. Twitch might not like this, but hey, fuck them. I wish all streamers would just say one day, you know what, fuck it, we're not going to do that anymore. If you're not going to pay us a signing bonus or any sort of benefits, we're just going to stream on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, and you can't ban everybody, so too bad. Like, the problem is that like all of these things are within reach, and if everybody did that, Twitch couldn't do anything. They couldn't stop. Like, what are they going to ban everybody? Then they just all go to YouTube anyway. So they have to come to the table. People don't realize how much power they have whenever they get together. If a lot of people get together, if enough people get together, they can do anything they want. Some of the best and the worst things in history are because a lot of people got together and decided that this is how we want the world to be. A lot of people forget about that because they're demoralized by the media. They're demoralized by, like nihilism, etc. to think that they can't make a difference, they can't make a change. You absolutely can. We got /spit banned even in World of Warcraft, okay? If you think that wasn't because of us, you're crazy. The more people you have, the more power you have. If you have enough people, you can do anything you want. Keep that in mind.